Alright, this video is about why my mother and I do not get along, and why I can't stand to be around her. When I was growing up, let's see, back in 1992, my family was pretty much together-ish. My dad had been sick his whole life, and due to certain life or death circumstances had to come down here to Florida where his parents lived in order to take necessary steps to save his life. So beginning in, I believe, 93, maybe 94, I think, I can't remember, he moved down to Florida, and in order to have some necessary procedures done in order to save his life and to improve his quality of life. So that left myself and my sister to be taken care of by our mother. My sister is 7 years older than I am, so she was, as you can imagine, quite older than I was at the time and is now. And what was a problem of my mother's and my father's, quite frankly, I'm not going to be biased to one person, is they had serious alcohol problems growing up. Or not growing up, but while we were growing up, they had alcohol problems. And when my father left to come down to Florida, he made the decision to clean up his life and to stop doing the things that he was doing up north in order to give himself a better quality of life and to lengthen his life. Now, the situation with my mother is that she continued to use alcohol, and unknown to me, she also continued to use other drugs, which she does not like admitting to nowadays, and I'm sure you can understand why. So, during the time that we were up in New Jersey, whether it be because of her alcohol or drug problems or whatever the case may be, I was receiving money from the government and also from my father. And my mother, for whatever reason, every first and or third of the month, when we would get paid, when we would receive the benefits for me to be taken care of, my mother would hunt down the mailman and get the checks and proceed to cash them, and then I wouldn't see her for a couple days, and she would use the money for her addiction. Now, I know that when a person is wrapped up in the disease of addiction, that they are not making the conscious choice to do what they're doing. It's the disease that's making them do what they do. That I understand. I don't have any grudge or resentment towards my mother for that. That's fine. I'm old enough to realize that it wasn't her. What happened up in Jersey sometimes is she would come home from being out doing what she was doing. Some nights she would come home so intoxicated and affected by the things she was doing that it led to beating me and physical abuse. Well, I am only, if I remember right, let me think, I couldn't be any older than 6 or 7 years old at the time. So I didn't really have any, I guess, choice but to put up with and deal with what was happening to me. So I did, and that went on for a while, you know. No reason, she'd be drunk and stuff would happen, and then I remember one day, or evening rather, she came home from a night out doing whatever she was doing, and she was just drunk. And it's the kind of drunk that made her act dumb and violent at the same time. She was acting stupid, but she was not really violent. I think the word is belligerent. She wanted to get in people's faces, and I remember being in my wheelchair, and for no reason she just storms out of the bathroom, grabs me by my hair, because I had hair at the time, and yanks me out of my wheelchair. Now, it hurt, and obviously I'm at the age where it hurts, I'm gonna cry. If it hurts enough. But then I remember after the pain went away, I just thought to myself, what the hell was that for? And I remember the next time she hit me, I punched her right in the face. And needless to say that started to detour some of the things that were happening to me, because when she realized that I would begin to fight back at her, she would be less likely to hit me once she realized that, you know, maybe 85 or 90% of the time I was going to end up hitting her and hurting her more than she hurt me. So, long story short, the reason that my mother and I do not get along or see eye to eye today is because when I got older, I asked her about that stuff and asked her if she thought she did anything wrong. And if I remember correctly, her response to me was, "What did I ever do to you?" And I just thought, wow, you know what you did, because I know that she knew what she did. She remembers it, but she does not think that she did anything wrong. So that's why that's why my mother and I do not see eye to eye, and I still talk to her every once in a while when I have to. But you know, if it had not been for the urging of my sister to try and contact my mother every once in a while, I would not. I could go, you know, months and months and months without talking to her, because I don't feel anything like any kind of a parent type thing between her and I. So that is the reason that my mother and I do not get along. And I'll have another part coming here shortly, where I'll talk about when I came down to live in Florida with my father and the circumstances surrounding that.